Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It is episode 49 of the Hanger Hangout. Man, y'all been riding with me, man, for a while now. I'm ecstatic that I can still gather, individuals and get your attention when it comes to talking to the New York Jets. I know it hasn't been the best experience for us as a fan base. I think a lot more individuals, that are Dolphins fans and Bills fans, even Patriots fans, have probably found more joy at watching the shows because of the pain that this team has provided us with over the last several years. But here we are. It's it's definitively draft season all over again. It feels a bit different, right? I think we all kind of had this thought process that this team was actually close, that this team was being built the right way, and we were just a quarterback away to really seeing things take off. Instead, here we are picking number 7 in the NFL draft, a little bit earlier than we picked last year. So, listen, I get it. You guys have probably seen 1,000 mock drafts over the last 2 months. And as often as I want to jump on here and just do a mock draft, just because I figured, you know what, other individuals who are way more talented at doing these mock drafts have already been doing it to you guys. So this is it. This is my one and only mock draft of the entire season. Obviously, the draft is on Thursday. So this is my one and only mock draft. And I'm not even doing a full mock draft. I'm just doing the first round of the mock draft. I'm not even doing a full first round mock draft. I'm doing the AFC East first round of the mock draft because honestly, that's all we care about as Jets fans is what our rivals are going to be looking like going into the season. So, nevertheless, it's the Hanger Hangout. And today, we're talking NFL draft, and we're going to go ahead and do a little mock draft. And we have an awesome giveaway we're doing for this week, too. So, definitely make sure you watch to the end to figure out how you can go ahead and enter to potentially win a Braylon Allen autographed jersey. So, without further ado, let's kick it.
I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance man. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance man.
The 2025 NFL draft is upon us. It's an exciting time for NFL fanatics, obviously for us that wish we could watch football year in and year round. It's not the case. However, in the offseason, this is the pinnacle, I think, of NFL fans. We don't got no football, but we got the draft, right? A lot of you guys have been studying up, trying to figure out who you want for the Jets. A lot of you guys have been trying to go ahead and get on the same page as the Buffalo Bills. What are they going to do? The Miami Dolphins, even the Patriots. We've seen the free agency come and go. It hasn't been anything really exciting, right? But it's been enough to keep us engaged, to give us just the amount of hook needed to get to this point. Now, the sad part is, once this happens, it's going to be a very sad and dull remainder of the offseason, right? We get to look forward to some mini camps and training camps. The majority of free agent names have already been locked in. But nevertheless, this is going to be a few days where we get to actually just watch the teams, not on our teams, but our rivals' teams. What are the champions going to do? What are the Chiefs going to do? Things that I think a lot of football fans are excited about because, let's be honest, it matters, right? Into how the hierarchy of things are going to pan out come season's beginning. Anyway, Vero Beach, my guy, appreciate you, man, for being here early and already commenting, wasting zero time. But yeah, so tonight, man, we're gonna do something simple. We're gonna do a bit of a mock draft. Not necessarily an entire 7 round mock draft. I know you guys have seen those into exhaustion. For me, I wanted to go ahead and focus on the crown jewel of the draft. It's supposed to be your first rounders who are going to be immediate impact guys, the kind of individuals who you can go ahead and get in the building and they're going to contribute from jump. And that matters. That matters for a lot of teams in the NFL, specifically teams like the Jets, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots, who are right now trying to go ahead and find ways to, for us and the Patriots and the Dolphins, it's just find ways to win games, right? And for the Bills, it's find ways to go ahead and get over the hump and get potentially to a Super Bowl. And doing the research on this, man, I didn't realize just how many needs all of our teams actually have. Again, I was living in that bubble of like, hey, we're a quarterback away. Like I think the majority of Jets fans were, which obviously was not true. We were significantly further away from being contenders than we are being a competent NFL franchise. So I digress. We've learned the hard way. It is what it is. So this draft has a lot of value, I think, to the majority of the AFC East, to include the Bills, right? The Bills right now, you got to figure you just paid Josh Allen. You understand what that means in terms of what the data has shown that once you pay the quarterback, it becomes harder and harder to get to the dance, right? It becomes harder and harder to keep winning games. So every draft pick is going to matter, right? In order for the Bills to be the Buffalo Bills. And let's be honest, as Jets fans, as Dolphins fans, as Patriots fans, the AFC East runs through those guys. So we're going to do this mock draft. And I'm going to go ahead and give my insights on what PFF winds up doing for some of these picks ahead of us. Give my own little input about it. But when it comes to the Patriots, the Jets, the Dolphins, and of course the Bills, I'm going to make the pick. I'm going to make the pick based off of the research that I've done and what I think those guys should be doing. I'm leaving trades on because there are some scenarios in my mind where I think a trade is something you should take advantage of if given the opportunity. I'm going to try my hardest to not be biased because, again, I am a Jets fan. I'm a Jets content creator. I'll be real. I hate the Patriots. I hate the Dolphins. I hate the Bills. But, again, it matters knowing your enemy, and I want to go ahead and be as neutral as possible when doing this. So this should be fun. And then after we're done with the mock draft, I'm going to go ahead and give my final analysis of what I think is going to actually happen during the draft for the AFC East. And then we're going to do the breakdown rules of how you can win the Braylon Allen autographed jersey via this week's mock draft. So before I continue, to all of my fire team members, I appreciate you guys. You guys are my ride or dies. I really appreciate the support. I know in the off season, there's not a lot of content out there for me to go ahead and give to you guys extra stuff, and it's been rough, right? However, you guys always get automatic entry into every single giveaway. It's my way of saying thank you to you guys. So every fire team member, you've already got one entry, and I'm going to break down how to get multiple entries in this giveaway at the end of the show. But I'll tell you this, you probably want to go ahead and jump on YouTube and subscribe, because this is only going to apply to individuals who follow me on YouTube and who comment underneath the YouTube video. So I see you guys on Instagram. I see you guys on X. I even see you guys on Twitch. If you want to actually be in the giveaway for the autographed Braylon Allen jersey, and all you got to do is pretty much be right on your draft picks for the AFC East, giving you guys a little precursor, and you'll have multiple entries. Again, if you're a fire team member, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you again. You're already automatically got your one entry. Everything else is going to add more entries to that. So, fire team members, you're going to have an advantage. If you get them all right, you might have 5 entries to the 4 of everybody else. It is what it is. I'm showing some love and showing some appreciation. Everybody gets an opportunity, but my fire team members, man, you guys, I'm telling you, you guys are some real ones, because the support you guys have provided and given me, man. Thank you guys. All of you make this fun. But for the fire team members, when there's nothing really going on and it's hard for me to give you the extra content, the fact that you guys have just been hanging around waiting for it, listen, Respect. I appreciate it. But I'm talking too much. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Tonight we're gonna go ahead and use PFF. And shout out to Connor for reminding me that I had a PFF subscription. I completely forgot about this, and I was gonna use, I think it was gonna be NFL Draft Buzz for the mock draft, which is a very glitchy, you know what I'm saying, mock draft simulator. But he was like, "Hey, PFF is what I use," and I was like, "Wait a minute, I'm pretty positive I have a PFF membership. At least I did a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when I first kicked off this channel because I was trying to learn the game better, understand the game better, and see it from the perspective of analytics." And sure enough, my subscription is still active, and I guess I must have still been paying for it annually because I completely forgot about it. Anyway, I digress. We're going to go ahead and use the mock draft simulator from PFF. A couple more individuals have jumped in right now. So again, Vero Beach, I appreciate you for jumping in. Franklin Fung, what's good, man? Appreciate you for chopping it up with me. GB15, appreciate you for being in the building. Wild Wave, what's good, man? What's good, man? I appreciate you coming through. Vero with my children skip dinner once a month for your membership. Hey, you know what, Vero? I appreciate that, and I hope, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, it's all worth it. Again, Braylon Allen jersey is just the beginning. I got a couple of other things I'm going to be doing giveaways for between now and the start of the season before I get my next supply of giveaway items for the 2025 season. So I'm looking at you, Gino. I know we haven't chopped it up in a while, but I got another order coming in soon. So be ready for that. Sponsors are giving me the money to go ahead and get it. I want to get it from you. So, all right. I see Lauren Ali. Okay, Lauren Ali, appreciate you. I see you're on Twitch. I'm just letting you know, if you're interested in the Braylon Allen autographed jersey, you got to jump on YouTube real quick. Quick subscribe, and then leave your comment in under this channel so we can go ahead and get the winner. So next Tuesday on the Hang or Hangout, we're going to go ahead and do the live giveaway, because that way y'all can see I'm not cheating. It's going to be your names implemented in the database for how many, I guess, entries you get based off of how you do with the draft picks. And then that way I can go ahead and get it shipped out to you guys next week. Anyway, again, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. I see we're getting up right now, so we're already got several individuals in the, I guess, watching. Let's just jump into it, man. Let's just jump into it. So again, we're going to be using PFF as our draft simulator. Now, before I actually started, I know I was having technical difficulties. I think it was the last time I attempted to do this, and for some reason, you guys couldn't see anything over here, right? So right here, there's a screen, and it's got the simulator in it. I need to know if you guys can see that. So before I start the process, can you guys see that? Can I get a thumbs up in the chat so I know you guys can actually see the PFF mock draft simulator here on screen? Let me know when you guys can see it. I wonder how long the lag is between me saying something and you guys hearing it. Because so far, I'm at like 10 Mississippi in my head, and no one has responded yet to whether or not they can see the screen here to my right, which means you're probably just getting to the point now where you can see it. I'm waiting for the first comment still to pop up just so we can go ahead and move on. Anybody at all that's currently watching, okay, so Vero Beach says it's black. So you guys can't see it right now. It's black. I don't understand this. So, all right. So I'm going to try something different. Let me see if I make it the full screen, if that will help. Appreciate you, Vero. 1 second while I go ahead and I'm going to try something different here. So I'm being told the screen share is black. So let's do share the whole window. Maybe that's. What about now? So now I've done the different approach of sharing the entire window so you guys can see it. I'm really starting to wonder if this is a RE stream issue, which is who I use to go ahead and stream with you guys, because nobody else seems to have this trouble when it comes to sharing, presenting, as this is called, on the screen. So Vero Beach, I appreciate you for letting me know before it was black. Thank you for not letting me waste my time kicking it off. Can you see it now? Is it possible that you see it now? Okay, boom. Vero Beach, my man, appreciate you. We can see it. So obviously, when I do the screen, now I know this is for me. This when I do the screen share, you guys can't see it. When I do the window share, you guys can see it. So now I know full windows, you guys can see it. Screens, you can't see it. Appreciate you guys. So again, that works. Sharp instincts, appreciate you. Okay. So I'm gonna go based off of my guys telling me that y'all can see it now. Because before he said it was black, I changed it up from screen share to window share, and now everybody can see it. So we can see it. Sharp instincts, what's up, man? Appreciate you for chopping it up with us, jumping on. You can see it as well. Okay. So getting into this, it went black again. What does that even mean? What? Okay. I'm confused as to what that means. All right. Bear with me, y'all. I do not want to go ahead and do an entire show where you guys can't see what's happening right now. And this happened last time, and it took me a minute to go ahead and get it going. I don't know what the issue is. And I literally did this 3 times before the show just to make sure that, okay, can't see it. I don't understand why. When you could see it, real quick, were you able to see it because it was on? So it was working, then it stopped working. I don't know what the issue okay. is. I'm now seeing a black screen as well. Okay. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try something different here. Stop screen sharing. Picture in picture. And then we're gonna do allow. Oh, I'm gonna cancel that. We're gonna do. That's frustrating. I apologize, y'all. When you switched it, it went black again. So it was working on screen. No, not screen. On window. So if it went black again, so if window. All right. So the issue is technology is hard. Jimmy Jets with the jokes. Okay, so it was working. When I switched it, it went black again. Now I have the entire screen showing what I hope is okay. So like I can see it now. I think you guys can see it because I can see it. I used a different presentation option, and if I'm seeing it, that means you guys are seeing it. Jimmy Jets with the jokes. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you for chopping it up with us as well. Technology sometimes can be hard. It can be hard. Okay, boom, there it is. You can see it. Franklin Fung, appreciate you. You guys can see it all. Okay, cool. I'm now gonna make sure I have a screen in front of me so I know that you guys can see it the whole time. All right, cool. So before this thing goes out on me again, and I don't think it's going to, knock on wood, that everything's fine. Appreciate you guys, man, for working with me through these technical difficulties. Going back to what I was trying to state is that the draft is going to be pretty much us focusing primarily, or me focusing primarily on what I think the Patriots should do, the Jets should do, the Bills should do, and of course the Dolphins should do. And we'll comment as well in regards to what some of these other teams are doing. And I know there's a consensus right now for a lot of individuals who like certain targets for the Jets. And again, chat it up in the chat. I'm willing to go ahead and take questions and kind of go back and forth with you guys and see what you think. But without further ado, since we are already running a little behind, let's kick off this draft. And on the clock right now is the Tennessee Titans. I think pick number 1 is going to be Cam Ward. I think the Browns are going to go ahead and take Travis Hunter. I think the Giants are going to go ahead and take Abdul Carter. And then we'll talk about what I think the Patriots should do. So kicking it off, and boom. Start the draft. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so Abdul Carter is the first overall pick in this particular draft. I gotta admit, I think let me say this. I think Abdul Carter is the best prospect in this draft. And I say that because I think when it comes to Abdul Carter in regards to what he brings to the table, the guy he he's got it figured out as a player. I like him in the sense that he's like a fire and forget weapon. You're not going to have to worry about Abdul Carter putting in the work. The dude is physically gifted. Coming out of Penn State as well as another plus. I think he's coming from a great pedigree in terms of coaching. The kid is it's going to be one of those things where you look at Abdul Carter and the conversation to me isn't even about like is he going to be a good NFL like football player. I think when you have a super athletic freak like this with the level of first step, the quickness of his first step is gross. It's just gross for a guy that size to be able to move that fast. I think when it comes to Abdul Carter, it's going to be the conversation is going to be how many all pros does he have or Pro Bowls does he have? Does he have more of one or the other? And I think that's going to be like the consensus in regards to what he brings to the table. Again, at 6'3", 250 pounds, he can still put on a little bit more muscle, in my opinion. But the guy ran like a 4.45 or 4.46 40 at the combine. I think Abdul Carter is going to be a problem. Now, I think the Tennessee Titans made the wrong pick here. I think Cam Ward made more sense for Tennessee than Abdul Carter. Again, if you don't have the quarterback position, it doesn't really matter, in my opinion, what you do. You got to get the quarterback position right. But here we are. We're talking about Abdul Carter going number 1 overall via this mock draft of PFF. Travis Hunter went correctly at number 2. I think the Cleveland Browns are going to go ahead and utilize him more so as a cornerback. They need help all over the place, man. This is a team that was once doubted to be one of the well-rounded rosters in the NFL. But again, when you don't have the quarterback situation, ideally proving that without the quarterback, it doesn't really matter. So they go Travis Hunter. They add another component to their roster. Makes sense. It does make sense. I won't lie. It's something that is going to be a building block. I personally have not been that high on Travis Hunter. I know that he's deemed to be the guy. Like he's going to be a stud at the next level. Like it's automatic. I don't know if that's the case. I think I'm intrigued on seeing how he can translate his success at the college level to the NFL. I know he's a freak in terms of athlete, but again, a lot of guys at the NFL level are athletes and they're freaks as well. I don't know if that's going to be enough for him to truly excel. Now you need to focus your craft on one particular skill set, and you're going up against guys who are as fast or as big as you, etc. And I want to see how he plays. I'm going to be watching Travis Hunter. I just one of those guys I've enjoyed watching at the college level, so I want to see what he looks like at the NFL level. So for me, a lot of people think he's like the best player in the draft. I don't. I think it's Abdul Carter. I think Abdul Carter, without question, is the best player in the draft. We'll see if Travis Hunter lives up to the hype. Cam Ward to New York. I hate that. I actually think Cam Ward is the best quarterback in this draft class. And I don't want to see the New York Giants, you know what I'm saying, getting a guy. Not that I have – I mean, they're across town, you know what I'm saying, like siblings. So I hate them because they have also, won more recently than we have. Their fan base is just as cocky and arrogant as we are, but they have the trophies to back it up. So I hate to see success for those guys. So I think they got a pretty good steal here with Cam Ward. And that brings us to the Patriots. The Patriots are on the clock. And Patriots being, again, one of our rivals. Again, not in the sense of being competitive. They haven't been competitive in a while now. And they're going through a bit of a rebuild. Let's be honest. This is what it is now. That is their story now. Their dynasty they once were, no longer the case in the interim. But they made some moves in the offseason, and I think we can all agree could potentially get them there faster. So I guess the question is going to be, like, what direction do they go, right? Like, how do they get to a point where they can be, once again, as you would say, relevant, right? I know a lot of us were excited about the potential of having a Mike Vrabel as our head coach. I will say in terms of coaching, man, the Patriots probably improved the most in terms of the coaching aspect in this free agency period. I think that they got the best coach that was available. As much as I want to hate to admit it, I wanted Mike Vrabel. I was really hoping he was going to be a guy for us. That obviously didn't happen. We kind of saw the writing on the wall once O.J. Mayo got fired. I knew it was going to be, it was going to be freaking Vrabel that winds up going there. Used us a little bit in terms of a cat and mouse game with freaking Kraft. Nevertheless, he went to where we all thought he was going to go the moment OJ Mayo got fired, and now he has a team to build. Now, listen, Drake May to me kind of showed some stuff in the back end of the season last year, and I'll be the first to admit I wasn't a big fan of Drake May coming out of college last year. I felt to me he was just bigger Zach Wilson coming out of North Carolina. And I still have my reservations about Drake May, but I can admit that, you know what I'm saying, during the season last year, the kid made plays. He made some plays on a team that doesn't really have any talent, in my opinion. They're in the process need to be able to get this right. Now, a lot of individual mock drafts I've seen, Ted McMillan going there because they want to go ahead and give another weapon to Drake May. But after they just got, I think they just signed Stephon Diggs to a 3-year deal. I think maybe they're looking at potentially feeling more comfortable about that wide receiver room. I don't believe they're going to go defense. I think, Mason Graham makes a lot of sense for them. But if we're being honest with ourselves, they spent a lot of money on defense. A lot of money on defense this offseason. So I think if you're really trying to figure out what you have at the quarterback position, if you're Mike Vrabel, you didn't draft this kid, but you go over there knowing that you might like the kid, right? You want to go ahead and you give him every opportunity to succeed. And that's going to start with protecting the kid. You got to protect the kid. You got to keep him upright. I think in this situation, they go offense. I think they go offensive tackle. I think right now that is a need for them. Left tackle position could definitely use a guy to come in there and protect the blind side of Drake May. Now, again, remember, I don't like this. I don't want to see them succeed. I think this is the smart move to actually do. If they don't do it, great. If they go defense, I'm okay with that. Some individuals had them potentially going after, I forget the Michigan cornerback, Will Johnson. I've seen him been mocked to the freaking Patriots. Will Johnson I like a lot. I really do, but I think the injuries are going to be an issue for him in terms of being able to go in the top 10, in my opinion. I digress. I've seen the kid out of Texas kind of like leapfrog him as being the number one cornerback in football right now. But I don't think the Patriots go that route. I think for the Patriots, you see running back, wide receiver, offensive line being their needs. Running back position doesn't mean much if you can't open up the holes. I think in this situation, and maybe I'm crazy, maybe it's just me, but I think you go after the best left tackle option there is on the board, and that's Will Campbell out of LSU. I got the Patriots taking Will Campbell with pick number 4, and I hate it. I hate it with a passion, and I hate that because it's a smart pick. It's investing in their young quarterback who, again, showed flashes last year of being a dude. And I think when you look at it, he can go ahead and be a day one starter. I know that worst case scenario for him, he's being looked at as potentially being a guard. But I think for them right now, they need him to be a starter. They need him to be a starter. So I see Will Campbell, man, as being the dude that winds up being the pick for the Patriots. The dude's, is a refined blocker. I think technically he's one of the better blockers in this draft class. He's like 6'5", 6'6", he's a big dude, 320 plus pounds. Yeah, there's not a lot to hate about him in terms of a football player. You have some question marks in regards to, really, I know people were favoring him to be a guard. I think he's going to wind up being a freaking tackle for the Patriots. I like the pick. I like the kid. I guess you can complain about his arm length. I've heard that his arm length is very, very concerning. He has to work on his base a little bit, right? In terms of sometimes his, again, you can nitpick all you want to, but I think in terms of the NFL, as an NFL prospect, Will Campbell's going to be a good one. So I don't know about y'all, but I got the Patriots taking Will Campbell, and I do believe he will be playing left tackle for the Patriots. I would say even starting day one. So Will Campbell is the pick for the Patriots at pick 1. So then after that, you have Ted McMillan goes to the Jaguars. Um, I don't know, man. I guess it makes sense, right? Ted, I think, is the unquestioned number one wide receiver in this draft class. And I think the biggest concern about him is whether or not he's coming to the game. So seeing him go there as a guy that was, being mocked a lot for the New York Jets, it's kind of sad a little bit, I guess. But for me, he wasn't the guy anyway in terms of the pick at number 7. I know a lot of you Jets fans are about to be very upset because here we are at pick number 6. The Raiders shock everybody. And I think this actually has more weight to it than the thought process of them going Ashton Genty. I know Ashton Genty right now has been mocked on so many mock drafts as being the guy going to the Raiders. And this is why I think that might be a little bit of a reach. The Raiders now, man, they're being led by some competent like staff members, right? You got Tom Brady in that group. They got Pete Carroll over there. These are guys who know football and know football well. And don't get it twisted. I think Ashton Genty is a stud at running back. I think he's a stud. I think he's the best running back in this class by far. But you don't build a team anymore around running backs. It's just not how the game is played anymore. And by the time you get the pieces together to really use a talent like him, you find yourself in a situation to where like he's on the back end of his career, or you have to trade him like the Giants did with Saquon Barkley, or the Panthers did with CMC. It just doesn't make sense to be picking that high right now in the draft, and you go after a nice Ferrari, right? When you still have a lot of work to do in regards to your, you know what I'm saying, the pickup trucks, you know what I'm saying, the guys who are going to move bodies for you on that offensive line. So I think this makes a lot more sense that Membu winds up going to the Raiders than Genty going to the Raiders. So I think that is realistically the route that's going to go, which brings us to the Jets. Now, this brings us in a situation where I'm happy. I am happy because the player that I think should be going here should be an offensive player. I know a lot of individuals have their thought processes on Mason Graham, and in the beginning, I was really, really high on Mason Graham. I really was. But then after speaking to some individuals who are just sharper at this than I am, it made a lot of sense that why bring him in when you've got a guy like Quentin Williams? They play very similarly. We need a run-stuffing defensive tackle in the building. Mason Graham, motor is never ending. I get that. But he's not necessarily known for his run stopping. He got to the quarterback. Again, I like the kid. I really do. But at pick number 7, the Jets have to go offensive, man. They do. I've been saying this for a while now. I just don't see a situation where the New York Jets don't go offense at pick number 7. And if it's Membu, which I know a lot of Jets fans love, and you've seen a lot of mock drafts with Membu being the guy, I don't hate it. It's not my primary focus. I don't hate it. I was on Connor's show before this, and man, I'm sorry, man. I forget his name. I think it was Jay. I forget his name. I apologize. But he left the comment that makes perfect sense, that the New York Jets have to figure out a offensive line position outside of the first round, right? Other teams can do it. We need to figure out how to get a guy to go ahead and plug in at right tackle in a later round, because this is a position of premium opportunity. And with Membu off the board, there's really only one person that makes sense to me, because this team is lacking in weapons. This team needs somebody to help out Garrett Wilson, to help out Breece Hall, right? I know we just brought in Reynolds. A lot of people are excited about that, but there's some question marks to be had. So I think the only other option would be to trade back, right? So let's see what we have here. So we've got, okay. All right. So then we've got a couple of trade options here. So the Atlanta Falcons are offering us pick 15, 46. Wait, what does this look? I don't even know how this works. Don't bear with me here. So next pick is 15. Select a team to trade with. I want the people offering us trades. I don't want to force a trade. So this is teams interested in pick 7. Okay, cool. So I guess we could select how we wanted to divvy this out. So the Falcons are picking at pick 15. So in a perfect world, if you're telling me that I have a chance to go ahead and maybe collect some ammunition for next season's draft, where I do believe that we might be looking for our franchise quarterback. If you move back to pick 15 and you get next year's round one, this is saying that there's a 56% chance that this will be accepted. Should we risk it and potentially try to sneak in a third and we give them a fourth for next year? Yep, no, that wouldn't work. All right. So if we take out the third, 47% chance of the fourth. Okay. I don't want to leave here without 3 picks. So if we got from the Falcons pick 15, next year's first, and their 4th rounder, and they accepted that. Wait, I can scroll the tab and see what other teams are interested in. I see this, and it's telling us that there's 4 teams interested in our pick. Jimmy Jet's trying to walk me through this a little bit because I've never used PFF mock draft before. So I decided that we're gonna go ahead and offer that. Would y'all if they were to accept this, would y'all accept pick 15 this year, round 1, first round pick next year, and their round 4 pick next year if they accept it? 47% chance of being accepted, and they get to move up to number 7 and get their person. I think I would do that. The next picks, click the arrow. I clicked it, Jimmy. The arrow's clicked. It just says other teams, but these are the teams that actually. Can you not see that? Does it not show you guys what I'm seeing? It doesn't show you guys what I'm seeing. Yeah, click on the drop down to see the other teams. I did. I clicked the arrow, drop down, and it shows Atlanta Falcons, Cincinnati Bengals, Seattle Seahawks, and then the Los Angeles Rams are all interested in our pick. And it doesn't actually they're not giving an offer. It's just letting us pick what to offer them. So the Falcons would do the 15th overall pick, next year's first, and then next year's 4th to move up to number 7. I'm assuming you mean that. Yes, Jimmy, I think I'm. Click the drop down to see the other teams. Yes. I don't know why y'all can't see it, but like I'm clicking it on my end and it shows it to me. And there's like right here, I'm looking at teams, but for some reason on the screen, it's not populating. I don't know if that's. All right. So then I can go to the next one, right, which would be the Cincinnati Bengals. You can see that part. So the Cincinnati Bengals are interested. The Seahawks are interested. And the Los Angeles Rams are interested. But again, there's no picks being offered. It's just showing that they're interested. All right. So I saw somebody say try getting pick number 40. You may need to unclick the Falcons picks to see another team. Yeah. There's the Bengals. There's the Seahawks. And then there's the Rams. All right, cool. Y'all can see that part. So right now, the Falcons have the 15th overall pick. The Bengals have the 17th overall pick. The Seahawks have the 18th. And the Rams have the 26th. I don't want to drop down to 26, so I would go ahead and call the Rams out of it. But that 15 to 18 mark, I'm not opposed to it. So if I'm able to get pick 15, next year's first, 15, the 4th. Oh, you want this year's 46? Nope. So if we did that, all right, next year's 3rd. Ooh, 80% chance of being accepted. So here's my problem with that, right? Like, do we think this year's draft? I don't think this draft class is loaded. I don't. I don't know if you look at this draft class and think to yourself, "Heck yeah, it's really loaded." Now, in specific spots, yeah, you would think that it's loaded. But if you can get another first from next year, so you had that ammunition if need be to go get your quarterback in next year's draft class if things don't work out with Justin Fields, I personally think that has a lot of value. So I would rather, yeah, you can get yeah, the 15th to 46, next year's third and next year's fourth to move to number 7. And apparently maybe even their whole draft class from next year. It just looks, let me see if I can another third. Nope, that's not going to happen. How about a fourth? Hell, we could even get a fourth in 2027. And the question is this, guys, and I'm willing to do it if you guys are down to do it. 15 for me is I'm okay with dropping back to 15. If you're willing to do it, you're talking about, I guess, the third and the fourth next year to move up. It's not realistic. So you don't think the first is realistic? That's fair. I guess that's fair. All right, 15, 46, next year's third. Okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna make it. Yeah, we're gonna make it as realistic as possible. So I'm gonna take away the fourth, and I like this one. So you go 15th, 46th this year. You get round 3 next year, and then you get a fourth rounder in 2027. Who says no? I see a lot of people saying 15 and 46 are a must, and then I'm cool with 21 to Pittsburgh. All right, I'm gonna trade back. It seems like the majority of us want to trade back. Let's see if they'll take it. There it is. The Falcons are on the clock. We have now moved back. Resume draft. Ugh. All right. So in doing that, we lost my guy, which was Tyler Warren. Um, to me, Tyler Warren made a lot of sense because he was going to be able to assist Justin Fields in any capacity, whether it be this year, trying to figure out life, or whether it be next year. I think in terms of getting an offensive weapon in the building, he made a lot of sense. But he's off the board now. And as such, we have to adapt. So the Miami Dolphins are now on the clock. The Miami Dolphins need some help. Like, this is a team that I also thought last year, going into year 3 or 2 of the McDaniel era, that it was going to be the year. They figured it all out. They had the pieces the year before. It didn't quite pan out, but Tua proved he could stay healthy. Tua didn't prove he could stay healthy last year, and it became an issue. But then this offseason hit these guys, man, and I mean, my gosh, they've been taking hits. They've been taking some hits. Teron Armstead winds up retiring. Like, that came out of nowhere. I don't know how you bounce back from that when your offensive line was already something that a lot of people were questioning if you had it figured out. They got Tyreek Hill, may or may not be there, and I believe a lot of what their offense does and does well is the fear factor that Tyreek Hill brings to the table. He might be a dude that's no longer in the picture. That's got a lot of question marks, and then now this whole thing with Jalen Ramsey all of a sudden being a guy that's potentially gone. There's a lot of needs here. But this is a team that I really like what their defense did last year. To see them kind of shift from being this offensive-minded team to where the defense, I think, played well for them last year, even though a lot of Dolphins fans wouldn't admit it. Their defense surprised me last year as to how well they played. And I think here, man, you gotta go defense. you've got to go defense. And on the board right now, you've got some studs. You know, the Dolphins need a little bit of everything from guard, tackle, defense, cornerback. And I'm looking at the current state of their roster. I do believe that they need offensive help dramatically. I think if it's me, you find the best offensive lineman left on the board. I think Josh Simmons would be a great addition to their team. Is that a reach right now in terms of pick 13? Because you've got a guy like Will Johnson on the table still as well, which I think the Dolphins need help there as well. So again, like it's the best player available type of thing. If they trade Ramsey, which Jimmy just already said it, I think you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice because once that guy's gone, your secondary is literally in shambles. You can get away with some of the subpar offensive line play. They really like that dude they drafted last year, 2 out of U of H. I think his name is Paul. They like him. I know Taron Armstead is leaving as he's out the door. Going off of what I think this team would do, I personally want to protect Tua. I would definitely be looking at Josh Simmons here. Without question, for me, it'd be Josh Simmons. I think you bring him into the building to be a pass blocker and protect your franchise quarterback. You just paid him all that money. You got to protect him. I don't know if this regime is here after next season if they don't find a way to go ahead and win some meaningful games. This is what I would do. I would go Josh Simmons if I'm the Miami Dolphins. That's what I would do. What I think they're going to do, they're going to go with Will Johnson. I think this whole situation with Jalen Ramsey, just the way you heard Greer talk about the situation that of if somebody wants him or not, it almost seems like they're done with him, like they're off-putting it a little bit. But you just paid the dude all that money, so are you going to have to eat some of that money to go ahead and get him traded? So many question marks about what's currently going on with the Dolphins. I watched a lot of Dolphins content creators. They're frustrated. They don't know what the heck they're going to do as well either. Sharp Instincts beautifully said, these guys also brought in Zach Wilson out there, and I'm already actually seeing Dolphins fans wanting to see Zach Wilson play football for them. Like I don't know what's going on right now in Miami. It's concerning to say the least. For me, the smart move in this situation is you go Josh Simmons, you get someone to protect your quarterback. If he's not upright, he's not making plays. If he's hurt, he's not making plays. Josh Simmons protects him, keeps him in the game. But I believe they're going to go Will Johnson. In this scenario, I'm going to go ahead and do what I think they should do, which is, of course, Josh Simmons. But I'm telling you guys now, I think they're going to go Will Johnson. Whether or not they lose Jalen Ramsey is going to be huge. It's going to hurt. I think it's going to hurt. I know a lot of us joked on Jalen Ramsey being at the back end of his career, but his presence demands respect, and you kind of saw that a lot last year as well. His presence alone demanded respect. The defense plays better with him in the game, but they're not going to go with Josh Simmons. Although I'm drafting Josh Simmons for the Miami Dolphins because at the end of the day, if your quarterback is out of the game, they don't win games. Every time you've seen freaking Tua out of games, these guys can't win games. And if Zach Wilson is going to be the answer, good luck to you. But even still, you want to protect your quarterback, right? So with Teron Armstead retiring, I'm sorry, I got to go. I think what the smart play is in this situation, and that's going to be Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons is drafted by the Miami Dolphins at pick number 13, which leaves Will Johnson to the Indianapolis Colts. Now, going back to our pick. Now we're back on the clock, and there's one team willing to trade, which is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we would drop to pick 19 if we were to engage with them. Man, I wanted Tyler Warren. I did. I wanted him a lot. I think I'm seeing a lot of y'all say the same thing. I kind of wanted Warren as well, but we got a lot of real estate out of that. And we did, right? If you're able to go ahead and get away with that haul, I think you've got no choice if you're the Jets. You've got to take that. You could add some starting caliber pieces to the roster this year and really kind of kick this thing off. And you've also got some ammunition for next year if we need to trade up potentially, because let's just say Justin Fields isn't the guy. Now you've got some ammunition to trade up. So I do like taking the emotion out of it and trying to focus on the benefit for the team. And I'm with you. Yeah. I wanted Warren. That's who I want in this draft class. If we get him, I want to be excited. But in this situation, it just made too much sense. I'm not going to trade back again. I think I'm going to go ahead and draft here. And my original comment still stands, right? And I'm looking at the available players right now. And the second best tight end in this class, some people are even saying the number one guy is Colston Loveland, right? A lot to like about this kid coming out of Michigan as well. He's going to be another weapon added into that building. Now, in my opinion, I think Warren is the well-rounded like tight end. You can go ahead and put him in as an inline blocker. He can block for you. He can catch the ball. I love the fact that he comes from a quarterback background. His IQ can be an asset to whoever's behind center, whether it's Justin Fields or there's quarterback of the future next season. I think a guy like freaking Tyler Warren brings a lot to the game. But if we're being honest, a guy like Loveland can put up points on the board. He can put up points. And kind of like sitting with what Connor said on his show earlier today, Loveland has been doing it longer too. He's proven to be an NFL caliber tight end longer than Warren has. So we lose out on Warren, and that sucks. But Colston Loveland is a guy, again, coming from Michigan, you know what I'm saying? Incredible pedigree. You like to see that. The guy, I think, is going to be a force in the passing game. I think there's going to be some question marks in terms of his ability to go ahead and block, and that's, of course, concerning, which is why I like Tyler Warren, because when he's in the game, you can go ahead and again, put him as an inline blocker. You can confuse defenses. They don't need to know specifically that he's going out to catch the ball. So Loveland, in my opinion, has some work to do in that aspect, but without question for me, it's him or a guy like Kelvin Banks, and I'm going to go with Loveland because I want weapons around our quarterback. I really want to know if Justin Fields is a guy or not. I want to know. I need to know. I think we all need to know. I'm gonna go Loveland here. For the Jets at pick number 15, we go Colston Loveland, and we also were able to accumulate a lot of draft capital for the future of our franchise, which is a huge win. So then, as we see here, so wow, Walter Nolan going to the Bengals. That's a nice pickup. Jalen Walker went to Tampa Bay. All right, well, gotta appreciate that. Malachi Starks going in the first round to the Broncos. Okay, I think that's a little bit high, but to each their own. Kelvin Banks, yep, there he goes. He goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I didn't think he was gonna drop outside of the first round. So he goes to the Steelers. The Steelers continue to go ahead and build up on that offensive line. Luther Burden going 22. That seems a little high to me. That seems a little high to me. Mikael Williams is gone to Green Bay. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, another one. Amarion Hampton, another running back that I like a lot. He goes to the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, of course, let's just keep giving the rich a lot more. Matthew Golden goes to Detroit. Wow, okay. 28. I thought he would have gone sooner than that. Then you've got okay. So and then now the Buffalo Bills at pick number 30. So the last pick for us of our mock draft is the Buffalo Bills. Listen, the Buffalo Bills are the creme de la creme, or whatever you want to call them in terms of the AFC East. They're who we want to be. The team that's winning the AFC East, that are dominating right now, and it doesn't look like it's even hard for them. I really thought last year was going to be a year where they were going to kind of take a step backwards and we were going to get an opportunity to kind of catch up to them because we had the talent, we had the roster. I played myself. Josh Allen is very much a top three at worst. No, he's a top three guy. I'm sorry. Yeah, even as a fan of the Jets, I have to admit to myself that Josh Allen is a dude, man. The guy's a unit. He just is. I kept saying to myself, the way he plays is going to go ahead and put him in the category of a Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying? Getting injured because he does take a lot of big hits, but the dude doesn't seem to be missing a beat. He's happy right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he found his wife, and I think this dude is going to be a problem in the NFL for a while. So the AFC East goes to him. It just does. But their team, man, it's not as talented as one would really want to believe. I think they've benefited a lot from the rest of us being bad. Jets, Patriots, Dolphins, being bad. But they've gone toe to toe with some of the big boys as well. So, and a lot of that has been on the backs of Josh Allen. But the Buffalo Bills, man, they need cornerback and defensive tackle help. They need edge help. I mean, after I think they got to pair somebody with Christian Benford, who I think just signed a contract extension. They lost Rasul, I think it was Rasul Douglas. They let him go. Yeah, man, they need some bodies. They need some bodies. They're not without needs as much as they dominated us and the rest of the division last year. They are not a perfect team, and they got the best quarterback in our division by far. They got a top 3 guy in the NFL. I get that, but it's a team sport, and they need help. I think they need help, man, at cornerback. And I like Trey Amos for them. I think Trey Amos makes a lot of sense to go ahead and bring him in there to potentially be the guy, right? I think right now, if you look at Christian Benford, he's probably going to be their legitimate one. But you bring in a guy like Trey, and maybe you go ahead and complete that secondary a little bit. They struggled stopping the run last year. That was an issue for them as well. Do you look at a guy like Omar? I don't know if Omar is the answer to that. Yeah, his run defense is okay, but definitely more of a pass rusher. I think you go best player on the board that's going to go ahead and impact your team right away in the situation. Again, they're picking 30th, a team obviously that's got it figured out in terms of winning, right? And again, this is a team that did it with, I still believe, with one of the weakest rosters in our division. I know the Patriots were bad, but I really didn't think the Buffalo Bills were that far ahead of them, except for, of course, having a unit like Josh Allen. But in a situation like this, you got to go ahead and shore up one of your positions. I got Trey Amos as I think he's like my third cornerback coming off the board. I know people like Will Johnson. The injury scares me. Travis Hunter's clearly, obviously, cornerback 1. I think Jedi Barron is probably going to be the top dude. So it's Will Johnson for me, and I guess you would say Trey Amos. Some would even argue the kid out of ECU, Revel. I forget his name right now, but he might be in that conversation as well. So again, you go best player off the board, and you got to go with Amos, right? Like again, the guy is like he's 6'1", a big-bodied guy. I think he's like 200 pounds. He can defend passes. The kid can tackle. Like you're going to add a player who's going to be able to contribute right away. And again, we're going best player available. So in this situation, I think you got to go Trey Amos with the Buffalo Bills, and you've got your cornerback duo. So after it's all said and done, the first round is complete. This was actually more fun than I thought it was going to be. I've already gone over my time, but this was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. But you look at this, and then now the Buffalo Bills get another component, another piece that can contribute right away. And yeah, man, that's the draft. New York Jets wind up trading back. We get our tight end in Colston Loveland, but we also acquire an extra second, an extra third, and a fourth in next year's draft. I think those are things you can look at and really be excited about. The Patriots, I really believe the Patriots are going to go ahead and wind up getting Will Campbell. And at this point, for me, I'm not even really there's like really little doubt in my mind that they're going to go that route. I think the Jets are going to definitely go offense. I know there's a lot of conversations right now about that cornerback, the Jade Barron. And I think if that winds up being the pick, the only reason why he'd be the pick is because Aaron Glenn made the choice. I don't think anybody else in that room was going to look at it and think, yeah, like this is what we need to do with this 7th overall pick is to get this guy Barron to bring him in here alongside of Sauce Gardner because our defense needs more work. It's not the defense. The run stopping needs obviously some more work, but our offense needs more work. So for me, I don't see a scenario in which we don't go offense. And specifically, I think the tight end position is probably going to be the way we go. If it's not Tyler Warren, and we do find a way to trade back and Colston Loveland is there, I think he could be on the board as being the guy. The Miami Dolphins, I think, specifically, they need to be thinking about protecting Tua. They do. They do. Will they do that? That's the big question. I mean, again, this is a GM that told us that he wasn't worried about the offensive line, that the fans were more worried about him than he was, and that proved to be an issue, obviously, last year. And hopefully he learned from that, or hopefully not, right? If he doesn't, that means Tua's going to be running for his life again, and that's going to limit their ability to go ahead and see success. And it is what it is. It's a win for us as Jets fans. It's one less competition we got to worry about in the division. But if they're smart, you protect Tua. And I think in this situation, Josh Simmons makes a lot of sense. I know he's battling with some injuries right now, but come mini camp, he's set to be good to go. It's not like the Dolphins are opposed, you know what I'm saying, to working with injured players. And then for the Jets, we got Loveland. We spoke about that. And then we got freaking the Bills with freaking Trey Amos, cornerback. They've got some needs on that defensive side of the football. And I think, as much as I hate to say it, I think this is a realistic aspect of making themselves better. And yes, they do get better by bringing in a guy like Amos to be cornerback 2 for them. It's filling a need and a guy, I think, with some upside. So I hope that the Bills, the Patriots, and the Dolphins mess this up and they don't draft right. That benefits their team. Or maybe these guys wind up being bust. I would love that for them. But in a unbiased world, I think this would make those teams better, to include ourselves. And the chase to go ahead and catch the Buffalo Bills becomes the conversation. So, yeah, that is the mock draft. My one and only mock draft of the season. The draft is obviously on Thursday. So there you guys have it. And somebody said to tap the Jets to see what their picks are. It's not letting me do it. Hold on. Franklin says, Gunny, click on our team logo to see all of our picks. Maybe you don't mean here. Maybe you mean like in the actual. This isn't. I don't know. Just 3 teams to customize insights. Blah blah blah. How do I do that? All right. I think you were referring to. Oh, screen just went black again. All right. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but I digress. So that was the mock draft, guys. Appreciate you, Jimmy Jess. I just saw that too. It literally just popped up on my screen showing that it went black. So I don't know what that issue is. I'm gonna have to submit a ticket to RE Stream to see like why that keeps being an issue. But that's the draft, though, right? I think the New York Jets honestly should be considering going offense. I don't even think it should be a question. I think the offensive approach to this makes the most sense. You want to be able to analyze what Justin Fields brings to the table. If he's a dude, if he's not a dude, and if he's not the dude, then you want to be able to at least have established weapons for next year's guy. So I appreciate you all for chopping it up with me on a Tuesday night, doing my one and only mock draft of the year. The draft is again this Thursday. I'm not sure if I'm doing my own draft show, if I'm getting on somebody else's draft show. I'm going to wait till Thursday to kind of get an idea and feel for it. But I will say this. I will definitively be doing a giveaway. another giveaway to all of you guys. I really appreciate the love, the support, man. Y'all have made this so much fun over the years. Um, uh, hey, Curly, I appreciate you, man. No problem. You're here. That's all that matters. So thank you for showing up. Again, everybody in the chats, Jimmy Jets, Vero Beach, Franklin Fung, you guys, man, RJ MacPot 720, Sharp Instincts in the building. I don't want to miss anybody. Jimmy, I already got you. So I appreciate all you guys, man. Wild Wave, Yeti, thank you again. Just chopping it up. Richie, what's up, brother? Nice to see you. This is fun, man. Like, and again, I wasn't trying to go longer than an hour, and here I am going. What was this? An hour and some change, right? So I got to go ahead and go eat some food and get to sleep because I got work in the morning. But before I go, we're doing a Braylon Allen autographed jersey giveaway, an Agent Zero autographed jersey giveaway. Another way of me saying thank you for your support. Thank you all for rocking with me. And this is how you get a chance to enter and be in the raffle that we're going to do next Tuesday on the Hangar Hangout. First and foremost, if you are a Fire Team member, nothing but love and appreciation for you. You automatically have an entry into the giveaway. That's one entry into the giveaway. Congratulations. Thank you for being a Fire Team member. I really appreciate you guys riding with me, guys and girls riding with me, especially in the off season when it's hard to go ahead and get you guys extra content because not a lot's going on. So in order for you to enter, okay, let's go. We got Jimmy Jets gifting a Fire Team member Bravo to Kate Roman. Congratulations on receiving that Fire Team membership. You now are also automatically entered into the giveaway for next week. So congratulations, Jimmy Jets. Appreciate you, man, for gifting that membership. So here are the rules. The draft is on Thursday. All you have to do to earn an entry is to comment underneath this video on YouTube. Only on YouTube. I'm not looking on Twitter. I'm not looking on Instagram. I'm not looking on Twitch. On YouTube, you have to be subscribed to the channel, obviously, right? So I'm going to confirm that. Subscribe to the channel. Comment underneath the channel who the Patriots are going to pick, who the Jets are going to pick, who the Dolphins are going to pick, and, of course, who the Bills are going to pick. If you get them all right, that's 4 entries. If you get one right, that's 1 entry. If you're already a Fire Team member and you get all 4 right, that's 5 entries that you get for the raffle for Tuesday of next week. We'll be doing a live drawing of the member, of the winning member or the winning person for that. So that way you guys will see it live on one of those automated spinner things after I enter all the entries from all the individuals who get what right and what's wrong. So I'll have that already done. But there you have it. That's how you enter. Just be following me on YouTube. And underneath the video, comment what you believe the Patriots are going to do, the Jets are going to do, the Dolphins are going to do, and what the Bills are going to do. And if you pick correctly in terms of what they're going to do, you get that entry. If you're a Fire Team member, you already got 1 entry. So 4 more will put you at 5. Everybody else, you have a chance to go ahead and get up to 4 entries to win the Braylon Allen autographed jersey, Agent Zero autographed jersey, coming to you guys, to whoever wins anyway. 1 person gets to win it. And don't forget, we are still trying to get to 2,000 subs. And at 2,000 subs, there's some more fun stuff I'm going to be doing. We have a Joe Namath autographed jersey I'm going to be giving away. And I'm also contemplating giving away a mini helmet, a Joe Klecko autographed mini helmet as well. If we get there before the season kicks off. So again, if you're not following me, follow me. I try to do a giveaway at least once a quarter, minimum. What size is the jersey, Jimmy Jets is saying? I hope you're not planning on wearing it, Jimmy, but it's an extra large. It's an extra large jersey, and signed by Agent Zero. But I hope you're looking to frame that up and not wear it. But again, if you win it, it's yours. You do whatever you want. It's your jersey. I would frame it up personally, but that might just be me. But yeah, there you have it. Those are the rules for the giveaway. The draft is on Thursday. You have to enter your selections before the draft. Obviously, it has to be done before the draft kicks off. Timestamps will matter. Again, you need to be following the channel. You need to go ahead and give your thought processes or your selections for each team, clear as day. And then each one you get correctly will get you one entry into the raffle giveaway or the jersey giveaway. And then on Tuesday, I'll implement all of your entries in. We're going to have the automatic spinner do its thing, and we're going to go ahead and pick the winner. Definitely be watching next Tuesday so you know if you won or not. Obviously, if it's live and I have to pick a winner and you're not there to say, oh my God, awesome, I won, I have to go to the next person. I don't want to do that to you. If you win it, I want you to get it. So, with that said, I appreciate you all. It's been a cool hangout. My one and only freaking mock draft just got done. Really hoping the Jets get Tyler Warren, or if they get, a plethora of picks to move back, I'm not mad at that either. As long as it's not a defensive player or we're not going running back, I think I'll be all right. So, again, appreciate you all for chopping it up with me. And, again, thank you, Jimmy Jets, for gifting a membership on the channel tonight. Again, Kate Roan, you're automatically enrolled already. You got a membership, or you got a entry into next week's raffle or giveaway for the jersey. With that said, y'all have a good night. And then maybe I'll see you guys on Thursday. Yeah, maybe. Go Jets.
I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you won a loss? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance, man. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you